The biggest question I consistently get is, Colin, how do I get more leads? I sell everything, which that's a whole nother topic. If you sell everything, that's a big problem, but how do I get more leads? I need more jobs. What do you do to get more leads? And nobody ever likes my answer because it requires work. You can't just like throw money at Facebook. You can throw money at Facebook, but then guess what? You got to religiously call these people in order to actually get them to book appointments with you. Sure, a Facebook ads guy could be like, oh no, I can set it all up. They can book an appointment, and then your conversions go way down because people actually don't book the appointment. So anyways, you have to have like literally 2 people that are just designated to making outbound calls all day, every day, like I do. Most small businesses can't afford to pay somebody $50,000 to $80,000 a year to be doing that. All right. So what is the best way that you can get leads quickly and affordably? For us, I live in small town, middle of nowhere. I have to service, I think it's like 55 miles to hit 100,000 people. All right, y'all, I'm in the middle of nowhere and I have Lake Michigan. So like I'm right here. I have Lake Michigan all right here. So we have to go like this in order to hit 100,000 people. And for us, what is working the best is canvassing, yes, good old door knocking and getting people to book appointments. Now, notice I said booking appointments, not selling. All right, we're not showing up trying to sell them. You can, it can work that way depending on what you're selling. If you're selling a low ticket thing like window cleaning or pressure washing, those are really quick decisions. If you're selling roofing, like actual retail roofing, not storm chasing, hey, you know, get a free roof, like that's easy. Anybody can sell something for free. But if you're actually selling retail roofs or retail siding or retail windows or any of that stuff, that is above like $1,000 these days. Anything above $1,000, you should be scheduling an appointment to meet with all decision makers and then present your products. All right. But if it's less than $1,000, you could probably get away with selling it on the spot. Gutter cleaning, window cleaning, pressure washing, driveway washing, like those types of things. All right. So let's break down what it costs to actually have a canvassing team. Now we've got like a full canvassing learning management system where we go in depth. They get like 10 hours of in-depth training on A, how to canvas, B, what to look for. But one of the biggest things is we don't knock on every single door. We only knock on doors of homes that need our services. So we teach them how to like observe and see homes that need our services, what they're looking for, how they can bring it up to the homeowner, all that fun stuff. So let's break down how we pay our canvassers and why this works for what we sell. So I sell roofing, gutters, and windows. All right, those are our three products that we sell in our home service business. So we have, I'll grab my handy dandy calculator here. We pay our canvassers $15 an hour as their base. All right, so $15 an hour, and an average canvasser, like our schedule is 2 till dark. So like this time of year, it's getting dark around like 8 o'clock at night. So they're working 6-hour days times 5 days a week. That's 30 hours. So 15 times 30 is $450. All right, so $450. With that, we expect them to bring us 6 leads. So they don't get paid any bonuses until they set 6 appointments. All right, so they guaranteed, like for no matter what, our first 6 appointments are only what we pay them in an hourly wage. In the middle of summer, you know, they're working more hours because it's not getting dark till later at night or whatever else. And sometimes they start earlier so they can get more hours in. But that's $450 if they work 30 hours in a week. So our first 6 leads, so we divide that by 6, only cost us $75. After those first 6 though, every appointment they book costs us an additional $75. So they get their base pay plus that $75. And we do that from appointment 7 to appointment 14. They get $75 per set. After they hit 15, if they hit 15, not everybody does that, but we do have it happen. They set 15 appointments in a week. All of those at 75 click over to $100 per set. and everyone going forth is $150 per set. All right, so yes, it cost us more money, but we're getting in front of people. Again, we're selling roofing, gutters, and windows. All right, average ticket price on roofing is about $20,000, $21,000. Average ticket price on windows is a little bit higher than that actually, like $26,000. And then average ticket price on gutters is running about $5,500, $6,000. It's right in that range. And so we can afford to be paying, $150 a lead. If I was doing window cleaning, that ain't gonna happen, all right? You're gonna spend more to acquire the customer than you're gonna make on the job. So that's how that works. So let's play in the land of make believe. Let's say, not make believe, people actually do this. So let's say they set 12 appointments in a week. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They got 6 appointments at $75 a piece. That's an additional $450 on top of their hourly wage of $15 an hour for 30 hours, all right? So plus $450, that's $900 that person made in 30 hours that week. My canvassers, which are entry-level positions, are making $30 an hour in that situation. They go on and they hit 15. Let's figure this out. All right, let's say they hit just 15 right on the nose. So they got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So they got 8 of them at 75. 8 times 75 is 600, but because they hit 15, all 8 of those become worth 100. So that becomes 800, plus they set one more at 150, the 15th one, has $950, plus their $450 base pay, it's $1,400, all right? We divide that by their 30 hours, that's $46.666666 per hour, all right? Now, you might hear those numbers as a per hour as a business owner and be like, oh my goodness, there's no way I would pay that much money. Well, you would, right? It makes a lot of sense when you're selling a product for up here and your cost to acquire that customer is way down here. It makes a lot of sense. So for us, canvassing has been huge. So let's go over some average numbers and what that looks like. Our average employees are only booking 6 to 9 per week, all right? But our studs are doing 12 to 18 set appointments per week. On top of all this, we also do this thing we call rainy day leads here at One Way Exteriors. So if I can't get you to actually book an appointment, but you're like, yeah, I do need these services, I'm gonna try and get your name, phone number, and email, all right? If I get that information, I get $10 as a canvasser, all right? So we add that in. Our average canvasser is getting 1.5 to 2 sets per day. Then you add in the rainy day leads and you're getting 3 or 4 of those per day. So each day they're making an additional $30 to $40. So let's call it $30 times 5 days a week. That's an extra $150 on top of it. So our canvassers can make really, really, really good money. And most of them are young. They're just trying to cut their teeth in sales, or I've got a 14-year-old that consistently makes $1,500 a week when he goes out knocking doors for us, all right? I've got a 16-year-old girl, same situation. I've got a 23-year-old. I got a 43-year-old. He just had his birthday yesterday, all right? They can consistently go out and get good numbers. But then on the flip side of that, I've got people I've had to fire within a week or two because they just refuse to follow our system, all right? They say everything but the script. They do everything but how we tell them to do it. They knock as few doors as humanly possible, and they don't ever hit the number. So it's like, hey, sorry, you're not hitting your numbers. This is it, right? You have to be quick to fire. You can't read all the BS. This is something that does come along with hiring, I hate saying it, but entry-level employees. They feel like they live in this reality TV show where everybody has to know about all of their problems and they have to say them constantly. It's like, dude, just shut up and work. Right? So you'll get entry-level personalities at this position, but it's possible to find not diamonds in the rough, but people who are just starting their life and want more. I think of one guy right now. He's never done sales. He's worked retail and factory jobs. He's like, dude, I want all the things. I'm ready to get married. I don't want to live in a trailer anymore. I want a nice car. I want to build my life. And I think sales is the way. I've always been able to do it. Retail has always been my jam. I love it. But you can only make so much money doing retail because they pay you low hourly wages. I want to learn sales. It's like, sweet. hey, you don't have the experience to become a project consultant for us at this moment. You don't really know construction, roofing, gutters, or windows, or any of that stuff. So let's put you in canvassing and groom you to be a good sales rep for us. So kick butt, he's absolutely slaying, just doing everything that we ask of him, reading every book that we ask him to read to better and increase his skill set. So now we let him actually come in and do phone sales in the morning. So he's learning phone sales as well. And eventually he's gonna be a full-time project consultant for us, all right, where he can make big money. But the things that you need to look for when you're hiring these people are they want to increase their life. All right, everybody of course wants all the cool things, but are they willing to put forth the effort? How I knew this guy was gonna be an absolute stud, his last job, he kept getting blamed for this machine breaking. And so he was like, all right, I'm sick of getting blamed for this thing. I'm bringing home the instruction or the manual for this thing. And he read the manual front to back. And the next time it broke, he just pulled it out. He's like, oh yeah, I read it right here, boom, boom, boom. This is how we fix it. And his bosses were like, what the heck? How did you? He's like, yeah, I brought this thing home and I read it. That to me is a problem solver. That's somebody who's taking action and wants to actually increase their life. He thought, and it should have, increased his value to the company. Instead, it didn't. It was like taken as him trying to be better than everybody. And so he got ostracized and ended up quitting there. Poor leadership at that company, obviously. But so we took him in and he's just like, to the freaking moon, all right? This guy's been working for us for a month now. And his old beater car blew up on the way home. He's driving 45 minutes every day to come work here. And like 45 minutes in the middle of nowhere. So it's like 40 miles that he's driving to come to work for us, all right? And his car blew up on Saturday on his way home from canvassing. He went out and bought himself a brand new car. And part of the logic behind that was I needed to be able to drop 25 G's on a new car so that when I get to sell, I can look people in the eye and say, look, Mrs. Smith, it's your new roof or your new windows are only $25,000. It's like, dude, yes, that's exactly it. You need to make big things in your life seem really small. And he recognized that where I'm at in life right now, there's no way I'd be able to sell because I personally could never afford something of that magnitude. But I stretched myself. Also, it's more of a car than I really can afford, so I have to do really good. So it's a motivator for me to kick butt and take names. So those are the type of people that you're looking for. And something else that we're doing right now is our project consultants, we're no longer just hiring people off the street. I don't care what their experience is to come in and sell for us. They have to go through our canvassing and our phone sales positions, prove to us, like cut their teeth in our business, prove to us that they're loyal, that they're willing to do the dirty work, and then they get to be project consultants showing up at the home, selling in the home, all right? I just told you a ton of stuff, but moral of the story is canvassing is not just the best lead generator, but also one of the best lead generators for your sales team as well. And it can build you such a strong staff. If you got a bunch of people who remember the days of going out, knocking doors in the hot heat or in the cold in the winter, and they don't want to go back, they will do, if they can follow the process there, where it costs you a little bit of money to test it versus when you're sending them on leads that at a minimum cost you $100 a pop and you can't really fire them for 3 weeks of them trying and they're running 3 leads a day. So $300 a day on the low side, right? And roofing and windows, a lot of guys, myself included, have paid $400 to $800 a lead, all right? So, but let's just say it's only $100 a lead, you're spending $1,500 a week on top of whatever you're paying them. If you're paying them a base or a training wage or any of that stuff, all right? You're spending $1,500 a week for them to hopefully make it. Plus, maybe ruining your reputation with other customers or potential customers. So if they can prove that they'll follow your systems and processes with canvassing, the rest will take care of itself. And then they do the same thing and just hit the phones, making 100, 200 calls a day, rehashing, closing deals on the phone. Now they're ready to go out and spend your hard-earned marketing dollars, all right? So hopefully this video has taught you something about canvassing. This is new to us. We've only been doing it here this year in 2025, but I'm kind of addicted to it. I love it, and I think that the huge benefits of it are A, obviously we get a ton of leads, but B, the way that it kind of in-house builds and trains our future sales reps and builds that company loyalty. So get after it, kick some butt, take some names, and make sure that you give bigly so that you can win bigly. See y'all.